everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, we are here with a bit of a confusion look on the old napper because for only the third time this season we need to talk about a game of football in the league that saw Rangers drop some points. And I've got to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, this one is a very strange reaction today and it's a very weird one to actually digest because the final score was obviously Motherwell 1, Rangers 1, which did see 2 points dropped, and that's never great, ladies and gentlemen. It's always fantastic to be able to sit here with a massive grin on my face and smile, sing the praises of the players, break down the game, talk up this guy and just have a good time doing cheeky wee one-liners. That's what we love to do here on the channel, but obviously we can't do that today. And I think if you go and you look at our run that we've actually been on, right, especially in December with the way the fixtures were, playing every 3 days, the places we went and the places that we were able to win, in those games of football we had individual moments of quality and individual moments of magic from like the Roofs and Hadji's the team. They were able to step up and continue a fantastic winning run that did see us go on a 15 win streak in the league, which is absolutely absurd to actually say. But in this game of football, after 4 months since September, the last time we did drew, for the first time since that day, we didn't have that moment. We didn't have that bit of magic to go ahead and turn 1 point into 3. And again, yes, the winning streak is over at 15, but the undefeated streak is now. We still picked up a point playing that poorly, as a lot of the players actually did in the day. And again, I'm not going to sit here and cheerlead and say, oh, it's a fantastic point or anything like that, because it's never great to celebrate draws. But I'm not also going to go the opposite way and start slamming the players and say, this guy's terrible, get him out the team, he's not good enough, because that kind of overreaction is just not needed, in my opinion. And if you look at how we've been playing so far this season, the players didn't deserve that kind of BS because they've absolutely spoiled us with fantastic result after fantastic result. But the day, for me, is just one of these games of football that's going to happen in a season. We just didn't do enough to win it, and we never won it. We didn't pick up the 3 points, but that is football, ladies and gentlemen. Games like this actually happen. Go back to the Livingston game at 0-0 when we were at the Tony Macaroni and everyone was freaking out. Go to the Easter Road reaction. People were saying, oh no, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about this. Every single time we've had a blip or a dip in form or a dip in result, I should say, there has been a strong reaction, and from what I've seen this season, I've got no doubts that's exactly what we're going to see again. I'm seeing a lot of people slam Ryan Kent, and yes, it was not a good performance at all. And people are saying he's been terrible for weeks. Are they all forgetting 7 days ago when we were all singing his praises where he tore Aberdeen a new arsehole? Are we all selectively forgetting that to playing at the negative narrative online? Is that what we're doing? Okay, no bother. But again, that's no for me, that, ladies and gentlemen. I am frustrated. Yes, I'm disappointed. Yes, I'm a little bit pissed off with a lot of the side-to-side passing, but I'm not going to throw my toys at the pram because we went away at Fir Park and drew 1 each. But before we go any further on with today's video and actually break down the game recap, I also want to give a wee bit of credit to the day's opposition because I absolutely slaughtered them in December, and rightly so. I still hold my hands up and say I was right to do that, because what I saw them do in December I've never seen before in my history ever watching football. Pure and utter negativity with a 5-5. But the day they came out firing like out of a gun, basically from the first whistle they were in our faces and they were making it difficult. The exact way that I spoke about in yesterday's preview video, that is what Alexander likes today. The 4-3-3, the high press and get everyone running and busting their panning. And I think that and the way they approached the game did make and play a big part in why we were so slow to start this game. Because normally we've got a wee bit of time to heat the passes up and get in a rhythm, but Motherwell just refused to let that happen, and we didn't adjust. And again, that is on us for not being able to adjust to that and start pinging some passes a bit. But also, I'm not just want to be that guy that only sings when he's winning. For me, in the first 45 minutes, in the first half, Motherwell were excellent. In the second half, they got more and more defensive, got further and further back. But I think a big part of that was also the fact they were out of puff, and also they were bottom of the league, and this point to them is absolutely massive. And that right there actually gives us the perfect transition in to the old game recap, because Motherwell's bright start and our slow start perfectly summarises the 20th minute in this game of football, where it's a throw-in on the halfway line, people, where O'Donnell throws it in the middle of the park. Devante Cole nips in front of Leon Balogun, gets the ball out, eventually gets swapped out to the left-hand side, gets switched out, I should say, and it's almost walking tempo from here as Walk combines with a couple of midfielders. The ball eventually gets passed inside the box where Kamara's actually walking up the park at this point. Motherwell's gone this way. Kamara, again, not defensively aware enough. He's walking that way, leaves Watt completely on his own. Watt drills it nicely into the middle of the park, into a dangerous area. Balogun, for me, should do much, much better in this one, but I don't know if that's me being overly critical, but I don't know. I maybe need to watch it back, but he's just kind of all over the place in that, and then Devante Colt is there to slap it in to the back of net and make it 1-0 to Motherwell. And what's sickening about all of that, even though the defensive mistakes and that was there, is that you basically had to say after 20 minutes of the game, Motherwell deserved to take the lead. And I think my biggest takeaway from that goal and from the goal that Aberdeen scored last week is we badly need Ryan frickin' Jack in there. It might not be everyone's sauce and everyone's like, oh look, he's no scoring or assisting or doing nice wee touches and beating people. Nah, he isn't, but he can read and sniff out danger that our current midfield just can't do, ladies and gentlemen. So the quicker we get him back, the better, because that is one of the ends where you're looking at our midfield. Aribo, it gets beat easily for Devante Cole on one side, and Kamara's actually walking up the park because he thinks the danger is actually over. That's a wee indication of where we need another defensive mid back very soon, and thankfully Ryan Jack is now back and will be playing versus Ross County. But back to the game of football, we nearly had the equaliser right away after some fantastic build-up play. Aribo, Kamara, again, when they're going forward, they're fantastic, and this is what they can do. It eventually drops to Kent, who finds Barisic, and Barisic whips in a nice ball. In fact, it's a great ball because I didn't think he was getting to it, and he sets the ball up, and Morelos beats Gallagher to the ball, which is, it wasn't an easy thing to do, because you say what you want about the laddie, he's good at getting his head to the ball, but Morelos gets here, and he hits it just a whisker wide, man. And you're sitting back going, alright, that's there in the old arse cheeks, but at least it's something positive going forward. Let's build for that. And I wish with everything that I've got, ladies and gentlemen, that I could sit here and say we did build for that and we did create other opportunities in the first half. But the truth is, we got to the positions. We worked the ball beautifully from side to side and getting out wide. But every cross was absolutely bogging, and that's weird to say. Tavernier, who's been incredible this season, just had an off day with the amount of crosses that he had. Again, not every one of them was bad, and I do think we should have done better with a couple of them, but still, him and Barisic for me was a perfect indication that the day just wasn't going to be our day, because our two most consistent crossers of the ball had a howler. And I'll be honest, that's all I remember from that first half. From the 25th minute onwards, there was just cross after cross that was wasted and wasted. The final ball just lacking, and that takes us into half-time 1-0 behind versus Motherwell for the second time this season. And also, by the way, that's the third time Motherwell scored against us. Hate them. Absolutely hate them. But anyway, the second half kicks in and we all knew what was needed. More energy, more people going forward, and a better final product. At least gave us a chance for a set piece, and that leads us perfectly into the 56th minute of this game, where we did finally get a corner kick right, as it's a brilliant ball put in by Barisic. Goldson reads it. It looks like it's 1-1, people, but Devante Cole, right place at the right time for yet another goal line clearance. I'm getting sick to death how many times I've had to sit here and say that this season. It's yet another goal line clearance. But from the same passage of play, after he clears it, we do work the ball out wide. The ball eventually comes back in, falls to Joe Aribo 7-8 yards out, and he balloons it air the bar. And you look at that chance and you go back to the last Motherwell game where Kamaru takes the kind of the exact same chance that Aribo balloons air the bar, and that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. You look at the December fixtures where we had tough game after tough game every 3 days, but we managed to win. It's because we took these moments in the games. But the moment this time fell to Joe Aribo, he couldn't take it, ballooned 8 mile. But the frustrations from that clear goal scoring opportunity miss from Aribo was put kind of tenfold just 10 minutes later, as Ryan Kent has a fantastic moment where he drifts by one, he floats across to the back post to Tavernier, who heads it back in to the 6-yard box. There is no one there from a Motherwell perspective. It should be a tap-in, but not one Rangers player gambles to get inside the 6-yard box. But thankfully it wasn't all just Sayer in this game, because 5 minutes after that goal scoring opportunity as well from Rangers, in the 72nd minute, Barisic has his moment where he cuts inside and actually crosses it with his right foot, I believe, right to the back post. And this time when we actually cross it in to Cedric Itten, we cross it, didn't have him crossing it to wingers or anything. When he's actually inside the box, we whip it in, he reads it, and his header is perfect because Liam Kelly is a very good goalkeeper, but he's got no chance with this header as the big man buries it down below him, and it's 1-1 to Rangers, 72nd minute. The plums are plumping. Let's fricking go. And I think we were all getting excited because we've seen this story before just a couple of weeks ago. Them piling everybody back. We're going to have enough quality to break the chance. But I do think one key man was missing in this game that wasn't and did change the game in the previous game versus Motherwell, and that was Hadji. Yes, he was in the game for 50 minutes, but he got subbed off way too early, in my opinion, because this is a guy that's willing to make runs in behind and actually have a shot, because you look at the last 10 minutes of that for Rangers, we had countless opportunities to pull the trigger and not one of our midfielders pulled it at all. It came to Connor Goldson, had more shots from 30 yards out than our midfield, and that should never ever be the case, and that summarises the second half in my opinion. All the ball, playing lovely stuff, but just no one say, I'll take the initiative, I'll be the game winner, and that's why it passed us by. We did have one chance in the last minute when it fell to young Jermaine Defoe, whose first touch is brilliant. The shot in a swivel, it's what he's done his whole career, but it's very well watched and very well saved from Liam Kelly. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, that is the game recap right there. I still think it is 2 points drop, and that's me giving respect to Motherwell, who played great for 45 minutes, but you look in the second half, they had 0 shots on target and 15% of the ball. For me, we should have had enough to make it the difference and come away with all 3 points, but it didn't. And that missing moment of magic, or someone taking the opportunity that has been there for the majority of the season, was missing the day. And like I said earlier on in today's video, this was always going to happen at some point. It's came the day. All we can hope for now is we take that, the players get pissed off, the players get angry, the players maybe get a wee bit of an arse chewing for Steven Gerrard, and they once again pick themselves back up, go out in the next game and start another fantastic winning streak, because they've done it twice so far this season, and I truly believe that is what is going to happen again with these players. I think they're going to go on another fantastic run, and that starts next week versus Ross County. And with that being said, that is me all done and dusted. All that's left for me today is thank you for taking time out your day to sit here and talk about Rangers things with me. Was it what we wanted to be talking about today? Absolutely no, but I do appreciate you taking the time anyway and get involved down there in the comment section below. If you did get involved, I'll see you very, very shortly. But to everyone, take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye.